ओम जय स्वाहा माता।
बोले श्री राजा रामचंद्र की। Time and again, devotees, we have been impacting upon the mind this simple statement that life is nothing but an empty dream unless one realizes the Supreme. This human birth is given to us, as Ramayana says, Sadhan Dham Moksha Ka Dwar. The human form is a form in which we should perform spiritual disciplines. We are on the doorway to liberation, freedom. What we do with this form determines where we go. God makes a difference. In society today, many are troubled. Many are burdened by so many different types of problems, difficulties, grief. Different types of emotions, negative ones are that. Yet we are supposed to be the highest form of creation, Brahmanand, experiencing bliss. But we don't. We don't. We have tried many things. People try all different types of things. They go into depression, medication, drug abuse, alcoholism, suicide, as if these options are solutions to life problems. They are not. The solution is spirituality, God, that Supreme Purush. Let's blend our voices as we chant the name of the Lord, and we listen to a few verses from Sri Ramcharitamanas, where Ramayana emphasizes the importance of the human form. Let's all join. Ram Ram Bhajuman Hare Hare, 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 He Ram Ram Bhajuman Hare Hare. Dina Bandhu Kripa Sindhu, Antarayami Tribhuvan Swami, Antarayami Tribhuvan Swami, Ram Ram Bhajuman Hare Hare, He Ram Ram Bhajuman Hare Hare, Ram Ram Bhajuman Hare Hare. रघुकुल भूषण जानकी जीवन, हे रघुनाथ हे परमनाथ, हे रघुनाथ हे मम नाथ, राम राम भजुमन हरे हरे, राम राम भजुमन हरे हरे, राम राम भजुमन हरे हरे। पूरन काम जय श्री राम, हे रघुराम हे परम धाम, हे रघुराम हे सुख धाम, राम राम भजु मन हरि हरि। हे राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे, राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे। दशरथ नंदन भव भय भंजन, कहतौ महापति सुनो जग प्राणी, कहतौ महापति सुनो जग प्राणी, राम राम भजु मन हरि हरि। हे राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे, राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे, राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे। हे राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे, राम राम भजु मन। The advice of the sages devotees is to chant the name of the Lord, chant and be happy. The name has a great power, and through the power of the name, we'll be able to rise beyond all negativities. In Uttarakhand, which is the seventh and final volume of Sri Ramcharitamanas, Kagbhushund was asked a question by Guruji, 7 questions. The first question he asked was, Sabte Durlabh Kavan Sharira. There are 8,400,000 species of creation. Which form is the most difficult to assume? Which form in the ladder of creation is the most supreme? Which is the best form? There are different forms. Which is the best? This is a question we want to answer this morning. Kagbhushund, when he heard this question posed him by Garud, he said, "Oh Garud, listen, in brief I shall explain to you. What is the greatest form? What is the best form? Which form is the most difficult to assume out of the 8,400,000 species of creation?" Listen. जय राम श्री राम, जय राम श्री राम, जय जय राम श्री राम, जय राम, जय जय राम। is saying, Guruji, Nara Tanu Sama Nahi Kavaneyu Dehi. There is no form like the human form. There is absolutely no form like the human form. Jeev Charachar Yachat Dehi. It is said, all forms of creation, no matter where they may be, they all crave to be born as a human being. So if they say even the Devatas would want to assume a human form, I want you to reflect upon how important and how beautiful it is to be born as a human being. In spite of our disappointments, our frustrations, our pain, our grief, whatever we experience in life, yet there is still no form like the human form. So, we all have to consider ourselves to be highly blessed. Each person. And I would like to especially mention, Ramayan didn't qualify the form. In today's society, we have plenty forms of discrimination. Race, ethnicity, religion. Here, Ramayan says human form. No particular race, no particular religion, no particular size, no particular shape, no particular color of the skin. No, the human form. Now, I am saying this because I would like to impact upon your minds. There are times when we really feel down. We feel despondent. We feel as if we are nothing. And many others around us make us feel so. As if we are nothing. But you know what? You are special. Each person is special. I am okay. You're okay. We are all okay. Positive thinking is important. And that is based upon what scriptures tell us. That I am a special form of creation. Or they say, I am a child of the universe. I am unique. I am special. Now, we all like that. But, what do we do with this? The form is important. So we have started off with this positive. We are human beings. We are blessed, the highest form of creation. But now, what do we do with the form? Kagbhushan is saying, Narak Swarg Apavargani Seni. The human form actually could be like stairways leading to 3 different destinations. Narak, hell. Swarg, heaven. Apavarg, liberation. So, with the human form, there are 3 ways we can go, 3 directions. Hell, which is a state of suffering, and many people claim that hell is someplace somewhere. To me, I believe hell is right here. Right here. Look at the condition of certain people under which they live, what they experience, and tell me if that is not hell, then what is? Heaven is right here. The enjoyments that people experience, right here. So heaven and hell, yes, but there is a third destination, devotees, Apavarg, freedom from bondage. And our scriptures say that is where we need to go. But being born as a human being, we can go in any of these 3 directions. But what determines where we go? How we live. The actions we carry out. Whether we tap into that inner divinity or not. Or we live superficially. This human form, it is in this human form we can get gyan, spiritual wisdom, which brings liberation. Jnana moksha pradved bhakhana. Vairagya, dispassion. Bhakti, that pure love for God. So we can tap into that inner divinity and that devotion, that love, that bliss, we can experience it in the human form. This human form can give us all these. But it all depends upon, as I'm saying, what we do. Karma is a very, very necessary cosmological law which determines what happens to us. We know this, devotees, but yet many of us still persist in making wrong choices in life. Ka Hushunju is saying, Jo tanudhari har bhajahin jenar, hoi vishrat mand mandatar. That individual who is born as a human being and doesn't seek the Lord, the indweller, that person dwells in the poisons of materialism. Could you call that person wise? According to some commentators, they refer to that person as, they say, nincompoop. Well, foolish. What happens is that you discard what is called paras money. There is a special gem that is said, if you take it and touch it to any iron, it transforms that iron into gold. Paras money. The human form is like the paras money. We waste it. And what do? Carl Bhushan is saying, people pick up pieces of glass at the expense of the paras money. Glass shines, but has, what value does it have? What value does it have? In other words, devotees, is what we do with this human form. And as you sit here, you need to ask yourselves, what are you doing with this great gift that you have now? Are you making use of this opportunity? We have all come to worship our Lord, to pray to Him. Are we doing so? Or is your mind elsewhere? What are we doing? Are we wasting the time? If I waste the time, remember it's my time I'm wasting. And I keep saying, this is where we fall down. We fall down. We put aside the time to seek that Lord, but we don't really seek Him. We seek everything else except Him. And therefore life ends up being very, very empty. Very empty. And then, we make excuses and blame. Oh Lord, I go to the temple, I pray to you so much. I go to church, I go to mosque, I fast, I do so many sacrifices, and yet these things are happening to me. You have to ask why. You have to ask why. And again I come back to this statement, Koi la kare chaturai, karma ka lekh hamite nare bhai. You may do certain actions, but the intent is important. I may sit in a temple or church or mosque, but God knows where my mind is. I can't fool Him. And this is where I say we fall down, and we fool ourselves. Because we don't do the attitude, the actions in the right manner. And actions, devotees, determine what happens to us. So, with this in mind, remember, there is this little itihas that scriptures give us. There was a sadhu who went begging. For the whole day the man begged, and he couldn't get a grain of rice to eat. Evening time, very hungry, he came to a little forested area. He saw a sannyasi sitting there. Sannyasi, he who practiced renunciation, he is experiencing the divinity within himself. So he's comfortable. Food or no food, he's comfortable. The sadhu went and sat before the sannyasi and began to cry. Sannyasi said, so sadhu, why are you crying? No, when people crying because they have some problems. Some problem, some trouble. He said, oh Swami, I'm hungry. Is that why you're crying? Yes. Well, why don't you want to seek alms? He said, whole day I've been seeking alms. I didn't get even a single grain of rice. From whom did you seek alms? So Swami asked, sadhu said, Swami, who am I going to ask? Some people? Human beings? I went begging from house to house. Then Swami said, my son, this is your first mistake. The human being you're talking about. Manush mein manush hai, manush mein kachu bhed. Manush mein koi devta, manush mein koi pret. Not every human being you see is a human being. They have the form. In the human form, you have true human beings. In the human form, you have saints in human form. In the human form, you have animals and evil spirits, animals without horn and tail. Sadhu said, Swami, I can't understand this kind of philosophy, Right now I want food, but you give me gyan. Sadhu said, Swami said, Sannyasi, Sadhu, wait, morning time, now too late. morning time I'll tell you what to do. So early next morning, both of them got up and they took their bath, performed their various ablutions, and made their various oblations. And afterwards, as dawn was breaking, Sannyasi gave to the sadhu a pair of spectacles, a pair of glasses. And he said, Sadhu, when you approach anybody, before you ask them, put on the glasses. And if they're looking like a true human being, only then ask that person. And I don't ask them. Sadhu said, I can't understand all this, Swami. One whole day hungry. Anyway, I'll try it. So, as I said, early in the morning time, so he took his glasses and he went out. He saw two ladies. And this is how the story goes, two ladies. They're dressed from head to foot. You could scarcely see their eye, but you could hear their mouth from far. They go in temple. Well dressed. Prasad in one hand, basket of flowers in one hand, two of them go in. And devotees, Swami said, oh, they are devotees. They go in temple. Let me ask them for some charities. But he remembered, put on the glasses. When he put on the glasses, it's a good thing the man had a strong heart. He would have died. For what he saw, these two people, dressed from the neck come down, human beings, but the head, one had dog head, one had cat head. Strange. He took out the glasses, cleaned it, put it back on, man seen the same thing. He said, well, I can't go to them at all because Swami told me only if I see a human being. Strange. You see what he didn't know? The glasses gave him the sight to see people as they really are. Now we said, Manush mein Manush hai. Manush mein kachub hai. You have differences. The glasses made him see the true karmas of the person, the attitude that they displayed, how they can be categorized, whether as human beings, as animals, as birds, as whatever. So they were going temple, first thing in the morning time, but their attitudes were like cats and dogs, always barking, always different attitudes, devotees. Think what it represents, what it means. To put it in a simple way, everybody this man saw, the sadhu saw, put on the glasses. Somebody have dog head, cat head, rat head, snake head, plenty snake head, plenty undermining in society, backbiting, stinging. You know how? Plenty. If you have eyes to see, you think snake is doing like snake crawling. The most dangerous snake is the human snake. You can't identify him because you don't have the glasses. Devotees, this fellow was shocked. He saw the king, lion head, groin, can't go now see nothing. And he saw some with no head, but plenty chicken head also. Chicken head, no direction. And he saw the crab, no head. Don't think. People who can't think, they are used as pawns. This man's next day gone by, whole day passing by. But he wasn't worrying about hunger too much now. He was worrying, what kind of head I will see now? I wonder what kind of head this one has. The whole day passed. He didn't see a single human being. The whole day. In the evening time, sun setting, he came to another area outside of the city, a huge peepal tree. And sitting there, a shoemaker. They say he was an outcast. Outcast. He is an untouchable. He can't mix with society because he's seen about shoes, sewing shoes, something. He is an unclean person. Sitting outside. Sadhu said, well, if the whole city, all them priests and then the only panda and them, even the king have all kind of animal head. This man, he will have some animal head too. He said, well, let me still try. When he put on the glasses, he was so accustomed to seeing animal head whole day. When he put on the glasses, he see a human being. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. Take it out, clean, put back on. Because he's looking for an animal head now. You know, the element of suggestion, no? He got carried away. Then he started thinking, see, like the glasses don't work after 6? What is this? He said, but look, let me try him out. So they went up to the fellow. When the shoemaker saw him coming, he got up and he rushed out. Sitaram, Sitaram, Sadhu, welcome, welcome. Welcome to my home. Where was his home? Under a peepal tree. And I keep telling people many times, you know, people come by our house, knocking by the gate. Sitaram, good morning. You want to come out, you know. Tell the child, go and tell the man, Mary. Yeah? Child go and say, my father say here there. Yeah, so you now lost there. You sell out yourself, you know. Is that the milk of human kindness? Atithi deva bhava. That guest is God. So you see, the attitude is different. Here, this individual, he showed true human kindness. He welcomed the sadhu, gave him a seat to sit on the ground, of course. He put a special seat, bag, as we call it. Put a sheet on it and asked him to sit. Offered hospitality to him. What he didn't get for 2 days from human beings, the shoemaker gave him that. The shoemaker was a person doing his duty. He was lost. He was the only person who had a human head because of the attitude. Sadhu stayed there for the night. Swami told him, he said, bring back my glasses for me. Next morning soon, Sadhu went back looking for the Swami. He said, Swami, you see, this glasses will teach me plenty. Manush mein manush hai. Manush mein kachu bhed. Manush mein koi devta, manush mein koi pret. The same thing. The Sadhu, the Swami told him there before. Same thing he's saying now. That not every human being you see is a human being. He said, but Swami, you see these glasses? Take it back. If I keep these glasses, I'm going to starve for the rest of my life. So I don't want it. I don't want it. And the Swami gave it to me. I have it. From since then to now. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe I was the Swami. Yeah. That you can see. In other words, devotees, your karmas, nobody could hide. Nobody could hide. Your karmas expose you for who you are and what you are. You know? So what we are saying, the karmas determine where you go. Karmas determine everything. And if that karma is not right, then devotees, we fall through. We fall through. So understand this, that if I have pain, suffering, whatever it may be, it is my own doing. And remember it said, Tulsi kaya khet hai mansa bhaye kisan, papa punya do bij hai boye sol in didan. The body is like a field, the mind is the farmer. And there are 2 seeds you can plant, the seeds of sin and the seeds of virtue. The mind is the farmer. I choose. The choice is mine. This is why we say, Jaisa karni vaisa bharni. I have free will to choose. But inherent within that free choice is a responsibility to accept whatever happens to me. Whatever happens to me, I am the cause of it. Nobody else. And I've said this over and over. Stop the blame game. Take responsibility. Be accountable to yourselves. But remember that you have potentially all the qualities to make yourself a gem. But what you do with your life is important. And pain, suffering, disappointments, frustrations, all these things, they come to polish us like, gold. If you take a piece of gold, before it becomes a jewel, you have to heat it, you have to beat it, bend it, polish it, shape it, then it becomes a jewel, fit enough for the crown of a king. So to the human being, each of us is like that. All the pain we go through, the suffering we go through, disappointment, the frustration, etc. All these are like the heating and the beating and the bending and the polishing and shining process, the molding process to make us into gems. And therefore, be positive in life. Be very positive. Life, devotees, is what we make it. What we make it. So remember, we are all blessed, we are all unique, we are all special, and added to that, we must build upon that. The potential is here, but what we do is important. And remember, blame no one else but yourselves. Anything that happens, we are responsible. We are responsible for ourselves, our karmas. And if you want to look around and see what head who has, I want to go home and look into the mirror and see what head you have. You might get a shock. Check it out. So I'm going to bless you with the sight that when you go home, you will see the head that you have. Boliye Shri Raja Ramachandra ki.
Om Jai Swaha Mata.